Except where them hands, where them holes, where them throws, you know what I'm saying? Cecil.
This is why I train in martial arts.
Did you just call my husband the N word? Yeah, I did. In front of my children? You just called my husband the N word in front of my children.
And not you.
Did you? Touch me. Do it. You go to jail.
You go to
What? Next time you're gonna say it to the wrong person. And I ain't gonna be as nice. And I got your license plate number too. And it will be on the internet. You're on the internet, ma'am, so keep on being racist. You live with black people. Get used to it.
As I say, this is why I train in martial arts. Let me get one thing out the way. First of all, I was going to come on here and act all outraged, but I'm really not, because I live in PG County and I grew up in Charles County. I know that there's racism in Maryland. I know that there's racism around, and I really should not be shocked, because even though Prince George's County is basically Wakanda, believe it or not, it's basically Wakanda. Maybe Stan Lee came here back in the day, and that's where he got his idea for Wakanda. I don't know, R.I.P. Stan Lee. But that being said, even though there are a lot of African Americans in this area who are doing well, there are a lot of African Americans in this area who are not doing well. And one of the reasons why there are a lot of African Americans in this area who are not doing well is because of racism. Just because it may be predominantly black doesn't mean that there aren't agents of racism who creep in, sneak in, smile in your face, and then as soon as they can be sneaky, they'll do something racist. Now, since the main theme of this channel is martial arts, if you're going to confront a racist, you should expect to be assaulted, because racism is a form of social violence. And I just think that if someone likes to be either verbally violent or socially violent, they probably are going to be physically violent. So, yes, you can confront a person on their racism, and they may hit you, just like this woman got hit in this video. So, the other thing I'm going to take on this is, I got a comment feed that came up to me where somebody was telling me to put away my race card. And I thought they were commenting on one of my videos. They were commenting on another video where I left a comment. And I just said basically that something was racist. And they said, well, it was about the guy who the bank locked up because they thought he had a fraudulent check. And they said, well, hey, the teller who called the bank on the guy was black herself, or himself. I don't even know if it was a woman. Could have been a man, I don't know. But it was a black person. So one black person called the bank on another black person, and so that means it's not racist. No. No. If you've ever read The Miseducation of the Negro, which a lot of people probably have not, but a lot of people have, you will know that racism can be practiced even when it's two people in the same group. If you have one person who has been deputized with the authority from a racist institution to do something against another person who is in the target group. So, for example, if I'm working for a racist organization, they may hire me if I don't like people who are in my own ethnic group. They may hire me to be the guy who goes out and keeps other people in my ethnic group at bay, or criticizes or harasses them or whatever, so they won't look racist. That doesn't work. That's a trip that people have been hip to for at least 100 years, and I'm probably being generous. So no, just like they were overseers on a slave plantation who were the same complexion as the slaves, who were whipping slaves. That still does not mean that the source does not come from the slave owner. So no, you don't get to run that trick on me. But anyway, since we live in racist times, and especially if you're in PG County, I know if you're in PG County, you can come to one of my classes, or you can come to the classes of a lot of other people in this area who are some good martial arts instructors. Put your child in a martial arts class, okay? Put yourself in a martial arts class. Now, this librarian, I want you to think about it. She's a librarian for the public school system. And I have seen her before too. I know I have. And since she's been a librarian since the 1970s, I definitely know I've ran into her at least once. She's got those kind of views. She's got those kind of opinions. I wonder how many children that she may have discouraged from learning. I wonder how many children that she may have lied on. I wonder how many children she's allowed her racism to affect. There's another take I want to put on this because I don't want to go there because this is strictly a regional thing, and I know if I hit too close to home with this, I may be physically attacked. But I will say this. We are assuming that she is a white person, okay? Hold on for a second. Just in the interest of privacy. We are assuming that she is a white person. Okay? I'm just going to leave it at that. Even if she is or she is not a white person, we are assuming that she's a white person. It's possible she may not be a white person. But if she is, it really doesn't matter because she used sensitive and offensive language in front of that man's children. Someone who is supposed to be guardian of children, whatever, and especially in education, should know better in front of the children. She's not some kind of part-time coach. She's not some little league instructor of something, okay? She's supposed to be a seasoned worker, and she used a racial slur against a man in front of his children. She's very lucky that that man had restraint. Who knows? He could be a martial artist himself. She's also lucky that his wife have restraint in confronting her. Who knows? Maybe the wife's a martial artist. Because like the woman said in that video, she could say that to somebody who's a little less stable, and then she gets assaulted. And then you know how it goes down on the news? It goes down on the news as some evil person of color assaulted this poor, innocent woman who's not of color for no reason whatsoever. Okay? Now, granted, it still wouldn't be excused to assault a lady just because they called you a racial slur. That's not showing courtesy or integrity, and that's not showing mutual welfare and benefit. That's not turning the other cheek or doing unto others as you would have them do unto you. Okay? But I want to close with this. I think sometimes some racists pick people who they think they can get away with insulting because they can sniff it out and say, hey, this one's not one of the ones that's going to get violent, so let me just bully him or her. No, you don't get to get away with that anymore. And I want to thank two different entities. First, I want to thank Phil from Revised Show Media, even though I doubt he knows who I am, because I didn't see this covered anywhere locally, and I live in PG County, but I found this story on his channel. So thank you, Phil Advised Show, for that. And the second entity, person, group, whatever I want to thank, I should put I'm going to turn off this thing because they should look at it as advertising, but they probably won't. Who knows? Thank you, iPhone. Thank you, iPhone, very much. Thank you, iPhone, very much. Thank you, iPhone, very much. Whoever makes the iPhone, Apple. Thank you, Apple, for allowing us to record the forbidden fruit. Because now, when people tell you that something's happening, you can't just dismiss them with this old, you're overreacting, it's just your imagination, you're being too sensitive. Now we have recorded video evidence of why people still complain about racism. We're not complaining about it in the past, if you mean the past couple of days. I mean, come on. It's still here. It's still going on. And that woman, I did some reading about this. That woman in that video, and that was in my hometown too. Her house got burnt down by someone who didn't want black people to have nice homes. You don't believe me? Google it. That's why the arsonist said that he burned those houses down. So when we're talking about, we want to talk about all this stuff about bullying, and we want to talk about Me Too. Let's also talk about how we can protect ourselves. And especially, again, if you're going to confront racists, learn how to protect yourself empty hand. And if you can carry a gun too. But like I said, in Maryland, I don't think they really want you to have a gun. So get yourself some martial arts training as soon as you can. And you can come to me. My classes are in PG County. So thanks for watching this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this with people who like to talk about the martial arts and issues. And let's be nice and gentle and excellent towards each other. All right? Like Bill and Ted, but one. And peace.